CineGlitch 800, my new Fujifilm recipe based on ETERNA Bleach Bypass. Let me show you how to get this film simulation in your Fujifilm camera. Let's talk about this in this video now. Hi there and welcome to my channel. My name is Tudor Matescu and I like to talk on my channel about camera gear, photography tips and tricks. And the subject today, it's a Fujifilm recipe. So if you are in content like this, please subscribe now to my channel because I'll post more content like this. So let's get to the subject. Why this film simulation? Well, ETERNA Bleach Bypass, it's an amazing film simulation from Fujifilm because a bleach bypass image, it means it's having the contrast of a black and white image, but it's also retaining some color information. And this film simulation, ETERNA Bleach Bypass, it's a very cinematic film recipe from Fujifilm. So I decided to make a new film recipe on this ETERNA Bleach Bypass and make some adjustment for a street photography recipe that is helping me retain color but also retain that black and white contrast that I really love in street photography. So as I'm talking now, I've showed you some pictures obtained with this film simulation. Before showing you how to set it up, let me show you some pictures made with this film simulation in different weather conditions and in different lighting conditions, so you can get an idea what you will obtain when you will use this recipe.
You need a cold shower to snap out of the illusion. I'ma be the one to send you to that conclusion. You don't even see it coming till shit hits the fan. Hey, you just walk around it all day long like it's a plan. Easy, easy now. Easy, easy, easy now. Easy. Your girlfriend's gonna love it that you play in and you bend. Yeah. Do you even have one? If you don't, I'll understand. I ain't gonna tell you nothing, I'm too scared.
Okay, now let me show you how to get this film simulation on your Fujifilm camera. First of all, you really need to have ETERNA Bleach Bypass on your Fujifilm camera. From what I'm knowing, this film simulation, it's available on Fujifilm X-E4, X-T4, X-S10. So you really need to have this ETERNA Bleach Bypass on your Fujifilm camera. So this is another reason why I like X-E4 so much. Check my latest review about X-E4, link in the card. So now let's go to the Q menu and make the settings. First of all, set dynamic range to 400. This dynamic range will help you get details in the highlights and also in the shadows. So it's very important to set dynamic range to 800. Another characteristic of this film simulation is the fact that you must use an ISO above 800, because for this dynamic range to work, you really need to set the ISO above 800. So ISO above 800. Next, set clarity effect to +5. This will help you get that contrast popping because, again, ETERNA Bleach Bypass, it's a very contrasty film simulation, keeping the contrast of a black and white file. But with dynamic range 400, we are toning down that contrast. But with clarity +5, we will bump the contrast again. So regarding contrast, set the highlight tone to -1.5. This again, it's taking the contrast down, but we are retaining contrast using the clarity effect. And also shadow tone to -1. As I've said again, having dynamic range 400, highlight tone -1.5 and shadow tone -1, you take the contrast down, but we are recovering the contrast using the clarity effect. Very, very important, set grain too small and strong. Grain too small and strong. This will help you have an organic image, an organic film simulation. Before publishing this simulation, I've used this simulation with different lenses and in different scenarios. And first I've tried to use no grain at all and to use noise reduction strong, but I really didn't like the image, how it looked. So use grain strong plus small. Next, set the noise reduction to 0, how I've said, and sharpness to +2. This sharpness is helping the contrast. This sharpness is helping that micro contrast. This sharpness is helping the grain to pop a little more. And when you look at the image entirely, the effect, it's great, I really love it. I really love it. Next, go into your menu and go to IQ menu and set color chrome effect strong and color chrome effects blue strong. The last setting that you must do is go to your white balance, set it on auto or daylight if you are shooting outside, and shift it to red -3 and blue +3. And you will get the film recipe that I'm showing on this screen now. Regarding exposure compensation, you really don't need to do any settings regarding exposure compensation. Just adjust the exposure compensation depending on your light. And please be sure to also check this recipe with flash indoors or outdoors if you are the type of guy or girl who is doing flash photography, street and flash photography. You will really obtain very interesting results. I really like how this recipe is working with artificial lights. As you can see, I've made some tests with this film recipe indoors and the results are very filmish. Like, I really like how the images got rendered because of the grain, because of the clarity effect, because of this film simulation, and also because of the flash. The shadows, the details are very filmish looking. And what I really like about this film simulation is how it's rendering in sunlight, in scenes where you have artificial lights or in scenes where you have sunlight. So I really like how this film recipe is using the light. So I think it's very important to follow the light. Don't look at flat scenes with this recipe. As you can see in the pictures that I've showed with results in the shadows, the results are okay, I'm liking them, but I like more the results where I have light on my subject, being artificial light, being sunlight, or being a diffused light. This recipe it's made to be used with light. I love it. I love it in bright sunny days or in scenes where you have shadows and light. You can get amazing results. So I really love it how it's acting in a good light, in sunlight, and so on and so on. So I hope you like this recipe. Please be sure to check my other Fujifilm film recipes, Nostalgic Sepia and Cinematics Vibes. I will let the links in the description or at the end of this video because I really like those recipes also. And also I have a black and white Fujifilm recipe that you can check it out. So if you're liking this video, please subscribe now to my channel because I'll post more content like this about Fujifilm tips and tricks because I really like these cameras and I'll publish soon a video why this is the perfect trio from Fujifilm. So please be sure to tune in to see that video. So if you like this video, please give it a like, give it a subscribe, leave me a comment And also please be sure to check my other links from the description and from the comments for more resources regarding this talk. Thank you and talk to you soon. Bye bye.